Teacher Talking Sports here. Don't forget to subscribe as we continue our MLB Mount Rushmore series. This will be the 24th of 30 teams that I have done. The San Francisco Giants, doing one daily, going in alphabetical order. The San Francisco Giants have started their history in 1883 when they were known as the New York Gothams. That was for 2 seasons. Then from 1885 to 1957, they were the New York Giants. And since 1958, so 63 years of San Francisco Giants baseball. They've had a storied history, including 8 World Series titles and 23 National League pennants. So in that long history since they started in 1883. They've been around for 138 years. So to go through that 138-year history and only pick 4 players was extremely hard. There's plenty of Hall of Famers that I will name at the end that will make honorable mention. That would be on the majority of other teams' Mount Rushmores. But in these, I only look at the stats from the team I am doing. So 4 best players as subjective lists. Let me know in the comments who you would include in your Giants Mount Rushmore, because I'm leaving some excellent players off and on the Mount Rushmore. But when you're limited to 4 guys, it's rather challenging. I will be naming the 4 guys in alphabetical order by last name. They are not ranked. And I don't take PEDs in account. Let me clarify that as I get to the first guy. We got Barry Bonds, the all-time home run leader, the all-time single-season home run leader. Last played in 2007. Look at all those accolades, mostly with the Giants, but some of that was with the Pirates as well. 15 years with San Fran, batted .312 with a 1,143 OPS, 586 homers, 1,555 runs, 1,440 RBIs, 1,951 hits, 263 stolen bases, and amazingly more than a 2-to-1 walk to strikeout ratio. 1,947 walks, 949 strikeouts. He's also the all-time leader in walks. He has won 5 MVPs with the Giants. First year in 1993, and then 4 in a row from 2001 to 2004. Also had 1 second place finish and 2 fifth place finishes with the Giants. As you can see, some extraordinary on base percentages, especially in those last 4 MVP seasons. Look at that. 515, 582, 529, and 609. A 1,422 OPS in 2004. Hit that major league record single season of 73 homers in 2001. Also led the league in homers in 1993. Had 12 straight seasons with at least 33 homers spanning from 1993 to 2004. 232 walks in 2004. Just ridiculous numbers. Numbers you're never going to see in our lifetime again. I can pretty much guarantee you of that. Barry Bonds is the first member of the Giants Mount Rushmore. Next, we got Christy Mathewson. When you think of old-time pitchers, the best old-time pitchers from early in the game's history, you're probably going to think of Cy Young, Walter Johnson, and this man here, Christy Mathewson, inducted into the inaugural Hall of Fame class in 1936. He was a 2-time Triple Crown winner, wins strikeouts and ERA, 1905 World Series winner, and a 5-time ERA champ. Now, he would have played his whole career with the New York Giants, but in 1916, he also started 1 game for Cincinnati. Otherwise, his 635 other career games were with the Giants and spanned from 1900 to 1916. In that time, he went 372 and 188 with a 2.12 ERA, 2,504 strikeouts, and a 1.06 whip. Tons of black ink on his page, including 4 times leading the league in wins, 5 times ERA, twice complete games, 4 times shutouts, 5 times strikeouts, and 4 times in whip. He had 13 seasons with at least 20 wins and 4 seasons with at least 30 wins. Absolutely incredible. Uh, Microscopic 1.28 ERA in the season that they won the World Series. It was hard leaving off another pitcher, which I'll get to in the honorable mentions, but Christy Mathewson, one of the most historic players from the early 20th century. He's the second member of the Giants' Mount Rushmore. Next, the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. What a historic career. One of the best players in MLB history. You could see his accolades. Most of that was done with the Giants. He did end his career with the Mets, where he was kind of a shell of his former self. But he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1979. And let's look at those excellent numbers from his career. Did play his last 135 games with the Mets, but otherwise spent 21 years for the Giants from 1951 to 1972, beginning with the New York Giants and moving on to San Francisco. In that time, he batted .304 with the Giants with a .949 OPS, 646 homers, 1,859 RBIs, 2,011 runs, 3,187 hits, 336 stolen bases, and pretty close to a 1-to-1 walk-to-strikeout ratio. He was named the NL MVP in both 1954 and 1965, 2 years that he led the league. The first of which he led the league in batting average, slugging, and OPS. The second of which he led in homers, on base percentage, slugging, and then obviously OPS. Led the league in homers 4 different times. Each of those years he had at least 47 homers. Had 2 other years in which he reached at least 40. Led the league in stolen bases 4 straight years from 1956 to 1959. Had 5 seasons with, 5 seasons with over 1,000 OPS. He won 12 straight Gold Gloves from 1957 to 1968. Has one of the most historic catches in MLB history. You'll see that piece of artwork, that picture framed in many baseball fans' homes, where he's chasing down the ball and not even with his back pretty much to the hitter, making the catch. Just an historic moment in baseball history. Willie Mays, one of the all-time greats and an obvious choice, even with the amount of superb players in Giants history. And we are going to end with Mel Ott. Mel Ott was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1951, a 12-time All-Star, and a winner of the 1933 World Series. Also forgot to mention Willie Mays won a World Series in 1954. So Mel Ott won in 1933. Let's look at his numbers. Whole career was with the Giants. 22 years, 304 average, 947 OPS, 511 homers, 1,860 RBIs, 1,859 runs scored, 2,876 hits, and nearly a 2-to-1 walk to strikeout ratio. career span from 1926 to 1947. Led the league in homers 6 times. Had 8 seasons with at least 30 homers. Had 9 seasons with at least 100 RBIs, including 8 straight from 1929 to 1936. Had 8 seasons with at least 100 runs scored. Led the league in on base percentage 4 times. OPS twice. Walks 6 times. Just an amazing hitter from the 1920s to the 1940s. A ton of top 5 MVP finishes, finished in the top 5. Well, not a ton, but 3 times, and had a finish of 6th, 7th, 10th. So was among the game's best hitters for many years, and Mel Ott is the 4th member of the Giants' Mount Rushmore. So as I mentioned, they've had quite a lengthy history, quite a storied history with 8 World Series championships. I had to leave a lot of guys off and include them in honorable mentions. Hall of Fame talents. The 2 toughest definitely had to be Juan Marichal. If you want to include him over Christy Mathewson, since Mathewson pitched so long ago, I would have no problem with that. And then Willie McCovey, of course, fans today mostly know of him because of McCovey Cove, but Willie McCovey was an excellent hitter, excellent power hitter during his time. They were the 2 toughest to leave off. If you want to include them, I'd fully understand. I mean, the teams won 3 World Series, 2010, 2012, 2014. So 2 guys from those teams that you can include: Buster Posey, Madison Bumgarner. They got to be mentioned with the honorable mentions. Other guys include Bill Terry, Roger Connor, Carl Hubble, Amos Rusi, Mickey Welsh, and Gaylord Perry, among many others. So that will do it for the Giants' Mount Rushmore. Do you agree? Would you include someone else like a McCovey or a Marichal? Let me know in the comments below. 24 teams down, 6 to go in this series of MLB Mount Rushmores. I'm 80% done doing these dailies. Stay tuned for tomorrow when I do the Seattle Mariners. Please don't forget to subscribe. Help this teacher out. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I am out.